Howdy, folks. TMar Turtle Marlowe here, back again with another edition of Turtle Theater. This time we're going to be talking about The Perfect Blue from 1997, the first film directed by Satoshi Kon. Now, this is basically about a pop idol in the 90s. Obviously, it's the 90s since it's from 1997. But anyway, a pop idol that leaves her idol group to transition to becoming an actress, and a lot of misfortunes happen surrounding her early career. And so the film is shot really well, especially the more tense or action-oriented scenes. There is a bit of action here and there in the film, and there's those scenes in particular are quote-unquote shot really well. You can tell that a lot of care was put into this film. The line between fantasy and reality is blurred quite a bit in this movie. There are bits where you think that the main character, Mima, has some form of DID and is hurting all these people and killing all these people. Turns out that's not necessarily the case, but the way that things are shot and the way time seems to jump and get away from her, it really feels like she's been switching for a bit. And in addition to that, there's bits where she thinks that her acting career is sort of real life, and it's starting to reflect that, and it's a bit unnerving, honestly. And of course, there's the character of Mr. Me-Mania, who becomes a very important character in the film. He's basically an old fan of Mima back when she was a pop idol, and he's very obsessed. And he specifically, he looks like a troll. He looks like he makes the Hunchback of Notre Dame look handsome. But yeah, and as like I said before, the story makes you think that it's going one way, but as it turns out, it's going in a completely different direction. You think that Mima is switching, and she's having these bursts of killing people and sabotaging people. But as it turns out, it's actually her agent, who she mentions early on in the film that she used to be a pop idol and she loved doing it and she wanted to go back to it, but she was past her prime. But apparently, she had developed another personality that was basically her trying to be Mima, and she wound up, in collaboration with Mr. Me-Mania, was killing these people, killing people that were sort of involved in Mima's early career, like a screenwriter that made her take a rape scene, or a photographer that took some racy photos of her for a photo shoot. And speaking of racy photos, this is definitely an R-rated film. Because there's a lot of blood, and there's some sexual situations. Again, they film a rape scene for this TV drama she's in. She's in a naked photo shoot, and you see several pictures from that shoot of her completely naked. And back to the blood, there's a point where a guy gets stabbed directly in the eye, and it's pretty gruesome. The film itself is a little dated, shall we say, in some aspects. Not in any bad way necessarily. It's just interesting to see that. Again, the film was released in 1997, so there is mention of the internet, but they're ooh, it's this new mystical thing. And the internet actually plays a fairly important role in the story. So, yeah, basically Mima sets up internet in her house, and that becomes important. But there's also the aspect of like, ooh, pop idols aren't like big anymore. You can't make money off of them anymore, and that's not entirely true because there's still pop idols in 2022. But yeah, so in conclusion, it's a very good film. Perfect Blue is very good. I was hooked from start to finish, and hopefully I can see more from Satoshi Kon in relatively soon. I mean, well, what I mean by that is hopefully I'll get to the rest of his movies, that is, and Paranoia Agent for that matter. Of course, I'll have to wait till the end of the year to see Tokyo Godfathers because it's a Christmas movie, but anyway, so if you like this review, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you some other time. Bye now.